Peace and love, everybody. Salute to my good people. Happy holidays to everyone who is in celebration of the Christmas holiday, and happy Kwanzaa to anybody celebrating Kwanzaa, or just, greetings and blessings to everybody, no matter what your affiliation or your creed. I'm sending blessings and good thoughts to everybody out there. Hope everybody's doing well. I wanted to come by really quickly and speak about this, even though I was definitely a little bit apprehensive. I had some reticence about if I even wanted to talk about this at all, because quite frankly, I think I have been a little bit exasperated by just the antics surrounding Tank Davis for the last month or so, particularly. So I was actually going to just bypass this as a whole, as a point of dialogue, but I felt that because it is still fresh, that I'd at least pass by the conversation just to give some clarity to anybody who may have wanted to know, or some people who were just feeling the same, and just show my perspective on it all. So basically, it seems that just in time for Christmas, you guys, as if riding in on some type of, bobsled, led by colorful reindeers that are singing carols in the spirit of the holidays, right? It seems like Tank just rode in on that damn sled and dropped a peculiar gift on the boxing world. Okay. Now, of course, a couple of days ago, he made the announcement on Instagram that his fight has been canceled. Now, quite honestly, I'm mentally exhausted with Gervonta Tank Davis. And I think I spoke about the level and clarified my point on the level of carelessness that he appears to have, right? There's a negligence on his part pertaining to his fans and his supporters and how he deals with them that I find to be quite problematic, as showcased on the commentary piece that I posted when I was on Champside's panel not too long ago, a couple of weeks back. The antics and the imprudence that he seems to be exhibiting is unending, apparently. He came out a couple of weeks ago, of course, stating that, he was allegedly going to be leaving boxing. This was going to be his last year. 2025 is going to be his last year in boxing, where he stated his intention on retiring and going about his life as a father, pretty much, right? And that's a completely understandable position, right? I don't know who can argue with that, except that the problem seems to be that amid all of that talk, he has a fight scheduled with Lamont Roach, okay? And also the problem is that he's still, within his scheduled fight, presumably an active fighter. So it's like, how do you have two conflicting things at one time? Are you going to retire? If so, why do you even have a fight scheduled? Which is something that I posited in the excerpt that I shared with all of you. Now, the fight with Lamont Roach, is a fight that, though lackluster and not nearly as in demand as, let's say, anything else he's ever done in his career. This is probably the least anticipated fight of his career. There are still some fans who were waiting to show up for that fight nonetheless, I'm sure. Even though, there are, a lot of people who talk down on this fight, were not interested in this fight, questioning this fight. He still has some diehards out there who are going to inevitably show up, even among the ones that have been complaining about the particular matchup. But, Tank Davis has, it seems, in a matter of 3 weeks, shown an astounding display of indifference, inattention, and disregard to those very doting boxing fans and the boxing community as a whole that have supported him. For some reason, he was compelled to be reckless enough to, instead of giving a formal and proper announcement of this fight cancellation, by making an official statement, letting fans know that things have gone awry somewhere, he instead took the liberty to make a vague, disparate post, on his Instagram story that said, quote, "The fight is fucking canceled. End quote. That was it. That was the post. That was the announcement. I guess this is how we announce things these days. I guess this is the new professionalism. Is that what this is? No explanation, no substantiation, no clarification, no elaboration, whatever, you guys. None. And his Instagram page is also deleted. So what the fuck is really going on here? I know that my segment on Champside's platform may have, been a jagged pill for a lot of people to swallow, an uneasy perspective to gauge with for those of, people out there who are ride or die for Tank Davis. But, where did I fib in my analysis? Where was the fib? Where was the tail? Did I lie? Nah. Did you guys see what I'm talking about now? With his announcement? Or I guess drummed up announcement, if that's what you want to call it. This is the way you go about showing a sense of care for your people. Tank Davis does not care about a relationship with his fans. That has been made evident. Okay, and it looks to me as if he's retired already, mentally. That has been evinced for me without a doubt. Like I said previously, and if that's the case, just pack it up now. Let's not stall this thing out. Let's clear the exit for this man so he can go on about his way. But what you're not going to do is play in our faces, pretending as if you want to claim space in this sport, while the real aim is really only to fulfill your own obligations, I guess, business-wise or contractually, or to collect a check, off of the backs of the supporters you don't give a damn about. No, we're not going to play those types of games. Not on my watch. Stop the cap. Just retire and be well, if that's what you want to do. I ain't got no problem with that. Go on about your damn business. But stop waving a collection plate like I'm supposed to be in line supporting your half-hearted nonsense. That's not going to happen. I don't know what this young man intends on doing moving forward. And I have no idea if he intends on moving forward at all. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? All I know is that for now, I will not invest in the instability or the carelessness of he and his team. That's what I do know at this particular point. I'm a fight fan who demands respect, who demands things like courtesy and professionalism, okay, from the men that I support. Throwing up ambiguous, indeterminate posts on a deleted social media account is not how you communicate. Okay, I've got my eyes on fighters who actually want to be here, who actually want to show up for their legacy, for the sport that they respect, and for the people who back and respect them. That's what I have my eyes on. Tank Davis is actually in my rear view. He's not a focal point for me right now. And until he shows a level of respect, he will remain in the rear view. The crazy thing also that I noticed is that Lamont Roach, I believe that he took to his Twitter and made a post of him training and saying, listen, I don't know what he's talking about. I'm out here training. I'm out here focused. So it's just a very confusing, up in the air, obscurity that is going on right now. So he's making a post that things are canceled. Meanwhile, Lamont is saying, I don't know what he's talking about. I'm training. Maybe he hasn't gotten the news. What is going on? Why are things so imprecise, indistinct, and hazy? It's insane to me what is going on. And if his so-called announcement, if that's what you want to call it, is valid, is, certified, then this would mean that this is the third blockade, the third impasse presented concerning this fight. The third one, he's had two pressers, the tickets have gone on sale, and yet, there's a threat that has been looming all over this fight since its commencement, since its announcement. Another stone basically thrown in the road of this matchup. Just give it up at this point. Okay, the uncertainty and the instability is absolutely outrageous. There are droves of people who, like myself, are not enthralled in the least bit by this fight. But as I've stated, there are people who intended on investing and going to the event anyway. And Tank isn't giving them cause to remain interested, by coming out and making a post such as what we've seen. I've come across so many foolish fanboys, you guys, who have been trying to placate the situation and play cleanup crew all across social media by saying things like, the infamous excuse, oh, well, Tank is just trolling, y'all. Oh, you believe that? He's just trolling. Just absolutely delusional out here. They're like, oh, well, he's just promoting. This is low key his way to promote the fight. What is wrong with these simps? What major event with millions of dollars invested and on the line has ever been promoted by threatening cancellation? Please clarify this for me. So misleading the people, the very people who they intend to make their profit back from, are the people that they are going to convince to not show up, that the fight is canceled. This is a new promotion. This is the new way to make money, to dissuade the very audience that you need to fill those seats, that you need to click the pay-per-view app on. What kind of logic are these people operating from? It's not computing. The delusion is crazy, it's sickening, and it's baffling. The excuses that these people come up with in order to cope. They simply cannot cope with the fact that Tank Davis just doesn't give a damn enough about them to show a sense of professionalism. They're out here crashing out. Oh, he's just trolling, y'all. What is going on? And why do they support it, moreover? That's what you support? Non-professionalism? Carelessness? Nah, son. You got to do better. I don't run to line up to support the non-committal, the vague, the ambiguous. That's just not something that I do. Who knows what's going on with this young man or behind the scenes with his camp. But either way, they'll be on their own side figuring that shit out. I'm going to be on my side, focusing, as I said, on the people who actually, rock with the sport that I rock with and have a vested interest in it and a love and a passion for it and intend to stake a claim in making legacy just like the beautiful kings before them. That's the type of time I'm on. Anyway, that's it for me, y'all. I'm on to the next. Peace.